Hi, welcome to Astrology for Gann Traders. My name is Olga Morales. And today, I'd like to wish you all a Happy New Year. And we're going to start looking at 2026, which we know adds up to one. It's a universal number one, so it's new beginnings on many levels. And today I want to show you how basically we start with the first full moon of 2026 and looking back to how it's connected to Tunnel Through the Air, which is published in 1927. I always find things when I start researching. I get messages sometimes, through things that I post on X or I see on X, and I get excited about it. So I've called this one The Tunnel Opens. It's because it's connected to Tunnel Through the Air. So, this full moon that's coming up on the 3rd of January in a couple of days, or the 4th, depending where you live, is in with the sun. You can see the sun is in Capricorn, 13 degrees, and the moon's at 13 degrees of Cancer. So they're in opposition, which is a full moon, and the Earth is in the middle here. We're in the middle. And so they're at 13 degrees of Capricorn. Now, if I go back to the new moon on the 3rd of January 1927, you can see that there was a new moon at 12 degrees of Capricorn. So it's just a few degrees out, not a whole degree, half a degree out to be at the same degree. Okay, it's on the same day, but we have a new moon, and then 99 years later, we have a full moon at the same degree on the same day. Okay. You can also see that Venus is quite close by on both of these. So there's this another pattern in here as well. And Mercury is not too far behind. And I'll explain more about this because their cycles link up in this repetition of 33 years. And what happened was I was commenting on a post on X. Someone was talking about who's watched the Netflix series called Dark, and I remember watching it. When it was released, I think it was 5 years ago, and I thought, "Oh my God, this is such a great series," because I knew what the symbolism about the 33 years was all about astrologically, and they've made an awesome story out of it. Okay. So there is a definite cycle that's 33 years, and I'll show what to you. So this is the series, if you haven't watched it, it's called Dark. And it's got a lot of interesting symbolism and storylines in it. Obviously, they've done amazing research, and maybe one of the writers knew the astrological cycles, because I actually do mention that every 33 years the planets come back to the same position. Okay. Not all of them, but I will show you what comes back. Okay. So this is what they were looking at: 2019, 1986, and 1953. So they're all separated by 33 degrees, 33 years. And this is the whole storyline. Okay, so 33 years is a core time in dark. It governs when time travel is possible and when events keep repeating. And so the 33-year cycle in dark represents that time is sacred. It's a repeating cycle where past, present, and future are all bound together. And freedom only comes through understanding the pattern, not fighting it. Okay. So the wind and caves opens passages only between years separated by exact multiples of 33. Okay. Characters can jump freely to any date, only to the linked year in the cycle. So they have to be connected to that 33-year cycle. And this creates a three interlocked generations existing simultaneously. So that there's a time travel loop. So it's a really good story. And I recommend you watch it. But I want to show you what the astrology about it, the cycles behind it, really. So what I want to show you is that this is my chart. This is 33, my 33rd solar return. Okay. So you cast a chart for the time that the sun comes back to the exact same position it was, degree of your birth. All right. So it's like a rebirth. Now we know the symbolism of 33. I call myself Astro Gann 33. Right. because of this cycle. Now, Jesus was to have died and resurrected at 33. We have the 33 degrees of masonry. We're supposed to have vertebrae in our spine. And there's so many things about 33. Okay. But this is exactly my 33rd solar return. You can cast this for yourself. Okay. I haven't done I'm not showing you my 66, but it's there. I just want to show you my first one. So look at my chart. You can see obviously the sun will be at exactly the same degree up to 33 years because this is solar return. But look at Mercury. Mercury in my chart is at 13 degrees of Sag 40. And after 33 years, it's exactly 13 Sag 41. Only 1 second, 1 minute after. I mean, it's exact. But look at the angles. 2 degrees of Virgo, and after 33 years, 3 degrees of Virgo. My midheaven's almost 14 here, it's 1352 of Gemini. After 33 years, it's 14 degrees 32. So what happens after 33 years? Mercury pretty much is at the same degree and points. The sun obviously is. So this is a relationship between the sun and Mercury. Okay, this is their cycle as well. But the angles of your chart, the rising and the midheaven, are almost exact. Okay, so that means that at 33, the sun would be rising exactly at the same location, at the same time, and the same day. Okay, so this is really important for the ancients. They were watching this forming in the heavens, and they knew that it was an important cycle. And for the Masonic link, besides venerating Venus, they also Mercury is their icon. Okay, the messenger of the gods, and so these cycles are really significant. And so going back. Sorry, let's change this. Going back to Tunnel Through the Air, okay, so there's a 99-year spiral of return, okay, and this is what I want to bring in the numerology here. So we've got 1960, 1993, and 2026, okay, all separated by 33 years. So this is the pattern. I've called it the Tesla code because if you know anything about Tesla, you'll understand why I've called it this. Okay, so let's start. So 1927 was the universal 1 year. If you add up all the digits, it adds up to 1. And 1 is always related to the sun. Okay, so then we add 33 years. So 33 is always a 6, okay, the number of creation. And when we add that to the 1927, we get 1960, which then becomes a universal number 7, because we've just added 6 to this, which is ruled by Saturn. Okay. And then when we add 66 years to the original seed, when we add 6 and 6 together, we get 12, which becomes 3. Okay. And then the universal number becomes 4 when we've added it all together, and 4 is ruled by Uranus. Then we add 99 years to the original seed, which still adds up to 9, and we get 2026 again becomes universal number 1. So you can see that these cycles, but then we return to the number 1. So 2026 is related to 1927 as in numerology, because it's separated by 99 years, which it becomes 9. So every 9 years you get the same number, even when it's 99. So this is very much to do with numerology. And I think it's so fascinating. But you can see how the 33, but if you know anything about Tesla, he talks about 3, 6, and 9. And so this is the pattern of this repeating cycle in a loop. But you have to have the third one for it to come back to the original number in terms of numerology. That's really cool, isn't it? But as we know, as I've showed you, it also links in with the sun, the moon, and Mercury, and also the angles of our charts. So this is a really special cycle. So have a look at your own charts. Have a look at what was happening in 1927. Leave me some comments. Help me with your research. I give you the seeds, and then I expect people to, if they're interested, continue and see what they find for themselves. So thanks for listening. This is a little emblem that they use for the dark series, and it's perfectly, it's like a trine, a magic trine with the information in there, but it really represents the 33 years, but it's actually 99 years as well. So thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed that. And my name is Astrogan, and I've always had 33 as my number. Thank you.